Hello, everyone, and welcome back into another episode of the Bet On Me podcast. It's Thursday, January 20th, 2022. I am your host, Daniel Perkins, and we are almost out of the month of January, ladies and gentlemen. It is upon us. February, yes, we are heading in to the forward months. The next month's coming on in this year, just charging right in 2022. Pretty close to March, and we all know what happens in March. Can't wait for that. It's going to be a good time. But let's go ahead and talk about the bets we threw out yesterday. We had a couple good ones. We had some go our way. We didn't have a few go our way. We took the Nets plus 1 point, and that hit last night. The Nets won the game. Even though Kevin Durant is out, the Nets still get it done against the Wizards. The Wizards are just one of those teams. They're what the Nets used to be, basically. They're after Jason Kidd left. The Nets were kind of in dismay and still in New Jersey, not really doing a whole lot. Team gets bought by Jay-Z, moves to Brooklyn. I don't even know if he still owns part of that team or not. I'm pretty sure he sold shares or whatever, but anyway, they got to where they are now, and vice versa with the Wizards. I don't think the Wizards, the Bullets, whatever it is they call themselves, I don't think, like the old school names there, huh? Yeah, I don't think they've ever been good, to be honest with you. I mean, they were probably good back, in the 70s or whatever, but Wizards haven't been good in a long time. So, James Harden, the Nets, they're a pretty rounded off team. Everybody says they don't have a bench. I think they do. I think they got some good players. They get it done. +1 last night. Called that out there. Figured that would happen. The Bucks and the Grizzlies, the Bucks cover. I told everyone yesterday that +6 is not what you want to be at right here. They cover by, I think it's 11 or 12 points. Yeah, I think 12, 11, something like that. They covered by more than 10. They covered by more than 7, which is what the line was right before the game last night. Ja Morant, he does his thing. It's all great, but the Bucks, reigning champs, and Antetokounmpo, Giannis, that dude, he's out there getting buckets. They got a good team around him. The Bucks could make a run again in the playoffs. I don't think a lot of people are talking about that, and I think they're being slept on because they won, and everybody thinks, you got that hangover and whatnot. But I really think the Bucks could make a run in these playoffs this year because they're quiet good. You know what I mean? They're winning games. They're beating teams they're supposed to be beating, and nobody's talking about them. So that's a dangerous combination. After that one, we thought that the Kings would beat the Pistons, and the Pistons came in and got that game by 2. Kings kind of just, performed. They could have won the game, outright, but still wouldn't have covered. Either way, Pistons came in, put up a good showing. Can't be mad at that. And the Lakers last night lose by, I think, 6 to the Pacers. So they, the spread went the other way last night, LeBron James keeps racking up all these accolades and putting all these stats in these categories to make himself, some kind of GOAT on Mount Rushmore. And, guys, he's just not going to be my GOAT. I'm sorry. You can get as mad as you want to. You can write into the show. We got an email. Email us at betonmepodcast@gmail.com. It's the betonmepodcast@gmail.com. Go ahead and email. Go ahead and write into the Twitter at betonmepod. Go ahead and, DM me in the Instagram there at the betonmepodcast. Go ahead and let me know what you think about that one. But that's my take on LeBron. I think all these stats that he's patting right now, it's just not doing anything for me personally for his career at the end there. You got a couple championships. I think he got 4. talked about being one of the greatest ever and all this. It's hard to win championships, guys. I know a lot of people go on with all that, like, oh, he's great and he's dominant and all this, but, you know, if LeBron's so great, why has he only won 4? And why has he had to swap, jump from team to team, getting players moved around that way he could actually win championships? I mean, it started a whole new era. I seen a thing yesterday where Steph Curry was saying people tweet him all the time saying that he's destroyed basketball. He didn't destroy basketball. LeBron destroyed basketball. Steph Curry, along with Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, I don't even remember who had the Bogut, I think. That whole team that was created through the draft for the Golden State Warriors is how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how teams have always done it. You acquire pieces, you move people around. You don't go out and get 3 big names, put them all on one team, parade them around like it's the WWE and we got to, and they're coming out to the ring or something and dancing. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And now in the latter stages of the career here, we're seeing it. We're seeing you can pad all the stats you want to. You can get all the big names on there. But, Russell Westbrook making 1 dunk and having like 10 turnovers the game before, that doesn't make it up for me. That doesn't. And it's funny because everyone's like, oh, LeBron's going to trade him. LeBron's going to trade him. Look, that's the whole issue. LeBron needs to play the game and be quiet and let the people in the front office do all that stuff. And if you'd stop worrying about what he thinks about who you're hiring in the front office, you might have actually got something done. See, when Kobe played there, he didn't care. He told him to get him somebody, get him some help. That was it. He didn't go out naming names, pointing fingers. He was too busy in the gym at 4:30 in the damn morning, getting up shots, running 5-10 miles. Like, there's a difference to the mindset. You do your job, I do mine. This is what I do. That's what you do. And some people want to run everything. You just can't do that. And this is a result of that. We're seeing once again in another team what happens when you let a player make decisions to that extent. And that's my take on the Lakers and why they are in the turmoil that they're in. And I don't care if they make a run in the playoffs. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. There's too many good teams and talented players in the NBA now for LeBron to be able to carry a team like people say that he did when he was younger. Now, LeBron probably could have done that in his 20s, maybe in his early 30s. LeBron at almost 40 years old, he's around my age, guys. He can't do it anymore. It's not going to happen. He has to have young legs around him. I mean, I remember watching Kobe's last championship that he won. He shot for shit that game. I think he got like 16 rebounds or something like that. He just really crashed the boards as hard as he could. Because I remember in an interview after that game, he said that, he was playing like shit. He was tired. He couldn't. All he could do was get back up and down the court. So he played defense and got rebounds. And luckily his team, helped him get to victory there. And that's what you got to do sometimes. And I know LeBron can do that. And LeBron has no problem taking a back seat. That is one thing I will say for LeBron out there in the game. He wants you to play. He wants the game. Everyone involved having fun. But LeBron, this team ain't it, man. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump over to the NHL picks that I had last night. We took the Ducks over the Avalanche, guys. I thought the Ducks would win last night. The Avalanche destroyed them. Not really destroyed, but it was 2-0. They got a couple goals in on top of the Ducks there. Rangers and the Maple Leafs, that was a lot of goals in that game. That was really exciting hockey to watch. The Rangers come out on top 6-3 on that one. Rangers, if you took the puck line on that one, good deal. We had the Coyotes. I called that one the Coyotes 4-1 over the Devils. So we went 2-1 last night. I called the Rangers, called the Coyotes. I had the Ducks, and the Avalanche took that one. So we had a couple go our way last night in NBA. We had a couple go our way in NHL. I'm far better in NHL than I am NBA. But, I think anytime you win more than you lose, that's good, right? So at least I'm keeping you guys in the plus money. If anybody is following along, tagging along with the bets, you're going to be up right now. I don't know how much. Tonight in the NBA, we got a couple games we're looking at here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Golden State Warriors on the money line tonight. That's minus 820. I don't care. You can take them if you can get them at minus like 5. I would take them at minus 5. I don't like the minus 11.5. Laying 12 points against the Pacers tonight. Pacers just coming off a win, playing back-to-backs. I think the Pacers will lose the game, but I don't know if they'll beat them by that much. So I think the Warriors around 5 or 6, minus 5 or 6 would be a safe bet tonight. Pelicans going into New York. I think the Pelicans plus 4 is a good one on that one. I think they come in, they get a win tonight, or at least keep it close. So I'd go with the Pelicans at Madison Square Garden plus 4 there. Also, the Suns and the Mavericks are playing tonight, guys. I'm going to go with the Mavericks on the money line. Go ahead and give it to me, plus 118. Suns are a 2.5-point favorite. They're minus 138 on the money line there. But no, go ahead and give me the Mavericks plus 118. I'm going to ride with Luka every day of the week over D-Book. D-Book over here saying he's not Kobe. Dude, trust me, we know you ain't Kobe. Like, you can wear all the stuff you want. You can remember him all you want to. You say, oh, Kobe, I loved Kobe. Man, that's all well and good, but, complaining about being double-teamed in a pickup game is kind of lame. And people try to defend him on that, and it's like, look, okay, I've been raised around basketball players. I know basketball players have played the sport. Been around people who've played college ball, some professional. So I've been around the sport. I've seen pickup games. It doesn't matter if you're at the rec, at the center, at the hill. It doesn't matter where you are. A schoolhouse, it don't matter. If you are cooking people, they are going to double team you. They do not care. And I've seen dudes just in open gyms like that just roast people even with a double team. And they try to triple team some cats, and it don't matter. So you're either built that way or you're not built that way. In D-Book, I don't think you're built that way. So I'm going to go with the Dallas Mavericks tonight on the money line, plus 118. That's what I got in the NBA tonight, guys. I know I'm being a little bit more vocal today about this stuff, isn't I? Oh, this is crazy, just giving out takes left and right. All right, so tonight in hockey, we got a huge slate in hockey tonight, guys. Let's just go ahead. Let's run through a couple of these here real quick because I'm a little short on time today. Let's just go ahead and give you the winners that I think tonight. Edmonton Oilers against the Florida Panthers. I think Florida gets the win tonight against Edmonton. I know I bet on Edmonton a lot, and I'm probably going to regret doing this, but I'm going to take the Florida Panthers on the money line, plus 142. I think they're going to slap more pucks into the goal than Edmonton does today. Also, tonight, I'm going to go ahead and take on the money line. I'm going to take the Nashville Predators against the Jets. I really like that one. I like the Buffalo Sabres at home on the money line. That's plus 168. And, guys, the Capitals and the Bruins tonight. Go ahead and take the Boston Bruins on the money line, guys. That is my picks for NHL tonight. We got Boston on the money line. We got the Buffalo Sabres on the money line. We got Nashville on the money line. And we got Panthers on the puck line, guys. Those are my picks in hockey today, guys. So hopefully you guys are tailing all those and winning some money and coming up big. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I can't thank the people who download the podcast enough. We're going to try to have more guests on. Try to have another guest on next week heading into the NFL playoffs for the weekend. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you're subscribing and liking and following on all the pages wherever the podcast is available, the YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe and like. Make sure you're getting all the updates for when the podcast is uploaded. Guys, once again, thank you so much for listening and downloading the podcast. If you're not telling, you need to, because remember, it's always a good day to gamble, and you can't win if you don't play. All right? So guys, that's the podcast for today. I am your host, Daniel Perkins. This is the Bet On Me podcast, guys. Let's go out there. Let's get those damn bets in.